Hey, good morning. All right, so I have recorded a few of these videos, but I have not uploaded them, and that's a problem. One of the things that I'm realizing is that the creation of the thumbnails is really slowing me down. Like, if I didn't have to make the thumbnails, then I probably would just upload them. So that needs to happen. I need to upload them. Now, the topic of this video today I want to go over is I've been talking about increasing the production value of these videos for a while now, and that has not really happened that much. I mean, I did do the thing where I got the headset with the microphone, and it makes it sound a little bit better, and that's good. However, with that being said, notice I'm not wearing the headphones today. It's just easier to pick up the camera and start talking. I do want to try and make these videos work. I'm just struggling to actually make it happen. Yesterday and the day before, it was over the weekend, I learned a lot because I spent a lot of time working on trying to create a Docker container that has a MySQL database and an Apache database, an Apache server, and creating that Docker container, getting it up and running, and making it work, making those two things talk to each other. And I learned a lot of stuff by going through that process. And what I was trying to achieve was I was trying to make a Docker container that worked with Laravel, and then not only worked with Laravel, but also I was able to install the Craftable extension on top of Laravel. And I got Laravel working, and it all made sense. And then I tried to install Craftable, and it was giving me all of these kinds of composer errors, like my version was not right, and this is gonna ruin that part of Laravel, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, dang it, why am I having so many issues with this? And I got to the point where I kind of gave up trying to understand it, because the whole reason I was doing all that stuff is because I wanted to understand how, like, all the different aspects of the underlying foundation of Laravel, and it took me like all day to get this Docker container working so that Laravel would work, like almost all day. And then I went to install Craftable, I got all these errors, and then I was like, well, this is probably another day's worth of work to try and figure out why all this is happening. I know that I could figure it out. I mean, it wasn't like the errors that I was getting were not like things that I didn't understand. It was just like the versions of stuff is not right. But in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I just went through an entire day's worth of work. My projection was like it was only going to be a couple of hours. And so I was thinking, well, I could spend another couple of hours, days, working on trying to get Craftable up and running. Or I could give up and just use the Craftable installer that they suggest on the website, where it's like, I don't know, 4 commands, and no, it's not even 4 commands, it's like 3 commands on the terminal, and it gets Craftable up and running with Laravel already installed, Craftable already installed, and it's running inside of Laravel's Sail Docker container. And the reason I didn't do that to begin with was because I wanted to understand the ins and outs of how it worked. And I think that for the sake of time, I need to give up on trying to understand something that I already have working. And the reason is because of time. And I had a lot of fun getting that Docker container up and running, but I lost like a day and a half or 2 days. And at the end of the day, I ended up with something. It wasn't even working, and I ended up, let's just say it was working. I ended up with something that was working, but I already had something that was working. And the chances of me needing to revisit all of those Docker, the aspects of Docker, is probably pretty rare. And even if I do, I can just modify it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna give up on trying to understand it. I mean, Laravel Sail already works with, and with Craftable, they use Laravel Sail to install Craftable right on top of Laravel, and it's already working. And like, why not, right? Somebody else already did all that work. Not only did they do the work of get the container up and running, but they also got all of the Docker environment variables and everything like that. It's all working. Why would I go through the work of doing it? I could just read their code instead of trying to write it. And that's what I need to learn, is I need to learn to start reading instead of writing. I think that's the dilemma that I'm having with being a web developer, is that somebody else has already written it, but I want to be the one to write it. And I think that's the wrong attitude. I need to learn to read, not write. So there's a lot of libraries out there, and I'm thinking to myself, just read the code. Read it. Don't write it, read it. I'm going to learn a lot more that way. Don't write code, read it. I think that's probably what I'm going to have to start doing. Wow, that's actually kind of an epiphany, which is one of the things about these videos, is that I start talking, I start blabbering away, I start, running my mouth, and then I learn stuff. And that's what needs to happen. I need to learn stuff. Anyways, if you like this video, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to do a video every day. Let me know in the comments what you think about these topics, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video.